Самая красивая женщина на земле. Самая лучшая женщина. И привет.
Димаштың достарын сағындық.
We miss Dimash's concert. Hello, Dimash is me. She said she missed my concert.
We believe Dimash will choose a bride who resembles his mother. Firstly, if we consider Svetlana Ababa's life, it's worth noting that Dimash is rich in talent and melody. Svetlana herself is a wonderful singer, a successful stage performer, and beloved by many. Svetlana Kudaibergen was born on July 15, 1973 in the village of Kinista. The name was later changed to Kopa in the Timirsky district of the Uktyabinsk region. A girl, a young woman, a woman in Kazakhstan. Who is she? We contacted independent researcher Stasevich, a PhD in history and a researcher in the Central Asian Department of the Peter the Great Museum of Anthropology and Ethnography of the Russian Academy of Sciences. This article, which we found online, sheds light on our topic. The independent expert studied a Kazakh woman and her social status. Yes. What does she write? Dimash will choose a girl similar to his mother to start his family. What canons will he adhere to when choosing a bride? We will try to answer this question briefly. First, Dimash will choose a bride who would not be his relative up to the 7th generation, because Kazakhs lead a healthy lifestyle and do not allow blood mixing. Therefore, when choosing a girl, they look at her pedigree up to the 7th generation, fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, and so on, so that they are not related to the groom. From an early age, she helped her elders run the household and looked after her younger children. As she grew older, she increasingly took on more household chores. At school, she served as the chairperson of the Pioneer Squad and as a class monitor. She also served as a member of the council. Of course, many will be surprised by the fact that a girl from the depth of Kazakhstan, one of the Central Asian republics, has such an ambitious biography. She is the chairwoman of a pioneer group, the head of the council class. It's as if we're reading the biography, not of a girl with a traditional Eastern upbringing, but of a person with a strong life goal of being a leader in society. Women in Kazakhstan are well educated, they work, and they manage to devote themselves to their families, especially raising children, children. Women traditionally remain the guardians of family traditions and the values of the Kazakh ethnic group, harmoniously combining respect for traditional rules of conduct with a desire to keep up with modern times. Let's talk about how Dimash was raised as the eldest child in the family and the influence society has on him. In a Kazakh family, responsibility is paramount, falls on the firstborn, because he is the eldest and therefore serves as an example for the younger children, opening their path in life. What did the Kazakhs say? The younger brother will also drink from the spring from which the eldest brother drank. The younger brother grows up wearing the clothes of his older brother, and the younger sister is what is left of the older one. And they grow up looking at their older brothers and sisters. Many times I had the opportunity to witness, first-hand the life and customs of the Kazakh people. In your opinion, which ritual most fully reflects the high regard with which women were held in Kazakh society? What national characteristics of Kazakh women can you identify? Following was the independent expert's answer. Kazakh culture is steeped in respect for women as mothers, wives, sisters, and daughters. A more accurate question would be whether there is a custom in Kazakh culture that demeans women. Kazakh women held a prominent place in the military and sometimes surpassed men. Kazakh women were skilled horsewomen and fought on the battlefield just as well as men. For example, Khan Qasim's sister Bupai led a detachment of 500 warriors. Bupai was a fierce warrior on the battlefield, while also caring for 8 children.
Wait a moment, wait a moment. You have such an amazing voice, just do it. Just do it. Mahabat firmahan takdir, Mahabat firmahan.
Following national traditions, a Kazakh woman is first and foremost a mother. Her primary purpose is to bear children and raise them, but beyond that she must support her husband in all his good endeavors and maintain peace and tranquility in the family. And what could be more precious than family? For Kazakh society, family and clan are the most valuable assets, a kind of microcosm that guarantee stability and well-being. Here's another question posed to an independent expert you've visited Kazakh. Svetlana Adbayeva's family was able to fully convey their love of music to their daughter. Her father played the dombra beautifully. Kazakhs say a true Kazakhami is someone who knows how to play the dombra. Kazakhs have a great capacity for creativity and are widely involved in music. They say God has placed a piece of kui in the soul of every Kazakh from the moment of birth. Svetlana's father played not only the dombra beautifully but also the button accordion and guitar. He also sang well. Svetlana also loved to sing and already in her school years participated in amateur performances. It is not surprising that she decided to study in Aktobe at the music department of the regional university. Moreover, Kazakh women inherit special needs of status in society, different from that of the classical Muslimist state, where women were viewed as a thing belonging to their husbands among his other possessions. In Kazakh society, a woman is a mother, the keeper of the hearth. She is a revered and respected figure who has never been humiliated or downtrodden. A woman's status was also reflected in her clothing. Kazakh women's clothing remained essentially saka. It was beautiful and comfortable both for everyday life and for horseback riding. Indeed, from childhood, girls were taught to ride a horse, communicate naturally, and be strong and agile. A girl had to be able to stand up for herself, demonstrating physical endurance in competitions and resourcefulness in musical and verbal duels with Girls participated equally with the boys in the Baiva horse races, as they were the main participants in the equestrian competition called Geg Doggy Maiden Catch a Girl. Girls hunted with birds of prey as young as 14 or 15 years old, taming and breaking in wild horses. Oral history has handed down legendary tales of the famous battle girls, unafraid to challenge men. Oral folklore has conveyed images of maidens, beautiful riders, skilled in the use of weapons, who, if necessary, could defend themselves and their families, engage in battle with the enemy, and emerge victorious. Yes.
I tell you that I learned this word in 7 years.
Marrying such a girl was no easy task. The groom had to prove his right to the bride by competing with rivals, racing, archery, and wrestling. Often, the bride herself would wrestle her groom, and not every man could defeat such a girl. But the winner was rewarded. After marriage, the girls became faithful and devoted wives and lives to their husbands, wise counselors, and tender mothers. Unfortunately, ethnographic reality knows of no warrior maiden, like the legendary Batir Batirshi, but echoes of Amazonian influence can be found in the traditional dress and behavior of Kazakh girls and women. Naturally, as the keeper of the home, women in Kazakh society were also the primary bearers of traditional Kazakh culture. During her studies, Svetlana met Kanadze group was a member of the first instrumental group in Kazakhstan to include electronic instruments. Svetlana Idbayeva was invited to sing in this ensemble, which was called Zhibek. After graduating from the institute, Svetlana Idbayeva worked in her specialty at the Regional Philharmonic Society, participating in creative competitions, often winning prizes. In 2000, Svetlana became a soloist in the chamber choir, and in 2003, she was already a soloist in the orchestra of Kazakh folk instruments. Women did not wear hijab, they didn't know or understand it, because this Arab women's clothing was an invention of the Arab ethnic group and integral, part of its culture, mentality and tradition, and also suited the climate of Arab countries. The absolute privacy of Arab women indicated their belonging to a specific owner. These fundamental principles, established over thousands of years ago, and the relationship between the Kazakh state, Islam, society, and women have survived to the present day. A rhetorical question: why has the custom of kidnapping girls survived to this day? After all, this custom clearly reflects the disenfranchised position of Kazakh women. We will answer it from the perspective of Kazakh tradition. Of course, the question is complex and ambiguous. Kazakh girls always eagerly await their wedding. Like other peoples, Kazakhs believe in the predetermination of a person's destiny. It is believed that the marriage of two people is predetermined by fate. Why is it important to avoid consanguineous marriages? Modern scientists say that many modern diseases as blindness, mental retardation, problems with heart, bone structure, and blood vessels are passed down from generation to generation genetically. If a family mixes blood with members of other families, there's high probability that these genetic defects will dissolve and disappear completely. Therefore, all Kazakhs know their ancestors back 7 generations. Every Kazakh man can list his great-grandfathers back 7 generations. Among other Turkic peoples, Kazakhs stand out for their commitment to maintaining blood purity. For example, among Koks, Uyghurs, Uzbeks, Tatars, and other peoples, it's quite common for relatively close relatives to marry and meticulously. Maintaining blood purity is unique to Kazakhs. We assumed that Dimash will follow the advice of his father Kanat Aid, who said he would like a daughter-in-law similar to Dimash's mother. We would certainly like a daughter-in-law like my wife Dipoev, Dimash's father said with a laugh. He added that he and Dimash's mother are not going to look for a bride for him. They are leaving the choice up to him. Of course, having a family to raise his future bride will be of great importance to Dimash.
Димаштың достарын сағындық.
When Miss Dimash's concert, hello, Dimash is me. She said she missed my concert.
Ama faydasız. Çok kokusunu mamam mısın?